Busy, busy hands. Okay, good evening, everyone. It's Led Zampolit here. We're returning back to War on the Sea this evening. Episode 9, appropriately titled Taking Stock. We've been engaged in some very intense operations here for the past few days. Let's go ahead and load up the campaign and see where we're at right now. I believe it's safe sky. No, I believe that is not the right one. I believe autosave. Hang on. Let's go back to the correct save game that I've got. Okay, this is more like it. Here are operations as they stand. As of the 21st of August, 1942. If you've been with me during this whole series, you know these operations began on August 8th. And we've engaged several Japanese surface action groups and convoy groups. If we take stock of our losses, we see that we've not lost a whole lot, but the loss of the USS Hornet was just a devastating blow. She was torpedoed by a Japanese submarine probably about 3 days ago in game time. And what's left of her battle group is now withdrawing back to New Hebrides. But if we take a look at Japanese losses, they're taking a beating. I mean, they're taking a real licking, and this is just, I guess, the default difficulty of the game, but I've certainly been eliminating a lot of forces here. The problem is I don't have any supplies. I mean, New Hebrides, there's no engineering and no fuel. No engineering and no fuel at any of these bases, so my hope is that the campaign is going to replenish my engineering and fuel. Because more than anything, I would like to build up Renell Island. As a matter of fact, Renell Island can go ahead and launch a airstrike on this convoy group up here. So let's go ahead and get going. So right now I've got the surface action group consisting of the USS Alabama, escorted by the light cruisers Phoenix and Honolulu, which I believe are Brooklyn-class cruisers. I have a penchant for using Brooklyn-class cruisers. I love those, you know, a battery of 15 6-inch guns. You know, they were designed to gunsling against those Japanese cruisers. And we got 5 merchant ships, so we're still interdicting here, so let's jump into this action and sink the hell out of these merchant ships. Alright, so as is my usual practice now, I've got plenty of Kingfishers in the air. When I remember to actually do them, okay, pause game. We currently have sighted dangerously close, closer than I would like to be, really. I don't know what it is with this game giving me some really close surface action encounters. I mean, hell. What is that? I mean, whatever it is, it's 6,500 yards away. I mean, come on. That's a bug they need to fix. I don't need to be in a surface action starting out this game at 6,500 yards. So, anyway. If anything, just something that hopefully gets fixed in a future patch. Because the problem I've got now is that with a Japanese fleet at 6,500 yards, I'm within his range of his long lance torpedoes. I mean, Japanese long lance torpedoes, I don't know what the range was on that, but it's about 6,500 yards. I mean, that's well within the range of the Mark 14 American torpedoes. So, anyways, let's get into this. We need to immediately take evasive action, and I want to move away from this enemy fleet to the northeast. So, let's get in the groove here. Jenkins, battle group, led by the Jenkins. I wish for you to turn to the east-northeast. Increase speed to 32 knots, I think is going to be the maximum. Actually, I don't know how fast the Alabama can go. Let's see how fast the Alabama can go. She's going to be the slowest ship. I think she may only be 28 or 29 knots. I have to be mindful of that. I mean, I know this is micromanaging, but I want to keep this fleet really shepherded together. 27 knots. Okay. Jenkins, I wish for you to turn the battle group to the northeast, increase speed to 27 knots. Let's take a look at the Japanese dispositions of the Japanese fleet. We have a heavy cruiser. Looks like of the Furataka class. And currently escorting a bevy of transports, probably filled with Japanese troops that will hopefully feed to the sharks here shortly. Okay, let's go ahead and proceed. Actually, let's go ahead and give them their targets. Jenkins, open fire on USS Alabama. I wish for you to target enemy for Furataka class cruiser. Open fire. USS Phoenix. What's our ammunition stocks? They're not too bad. But I'm not nearly as worried about Japanese torpedoes now, knowing there's only one heavy cruiser here. Open fire. Still, that heavy cruiser is armed with torpedoes. Japanese arm their heavy cruisers with torpedoes. U.S. Navy was not apt to do that, I don't believe. Now, we had light cruisers with torpedoes, but I don't recollect us ever having heavy cruisers with torpedo launchers on the Japanese. Okay, let's go ahead and kick this action off. Japanese fleet suddenly spotted 6,500 yards off the port bow. Now we will be bracketing it with shells pretty good. Now those transports are starting to break to the north. I want to absolutely overpower this Japanese cruiser who is now taking his hits. Yep, Furataka class, I was right. Now, these are pretty powerful 8-inch guns. Now, I've played this one on World Warship. It's actually one of the more powerful ships at its tier. Not going to do so well here with 6 to 8-inch guns here. The Furataka class was interesting because before her refit, I don't know what year it was, she actually held her 8-inch guns in single gun turrets. The space you see here consisted of a single gun turret, single gun turret, single gun turret, a single gun turret here, and possibly a Y battery, a Y turret. Oof! It took a hit right there. Keep your fire going. Jenkins, I wish for you to turn a course north across this T. North-northeast. Set a heading for 070. Keep that brisk fire up. Enemies smoking. Don't get so profligate with your ammunition here, guys. I need you to aim and hit your target tree. It's still firing though. Has he struck a hit on any of us? Come on, Alabama. I've actually spent the night in the bow of this thing. I was with my son on a Boy Scout trip. And it was awesome because they let you go wherever you want to go that's actually open on the battleship that you spend the night there. Unattended. So you had the full reign of just walking around the USS Alabama. And then you ordered Domino's pizza and they delivered it to the right to the pier, pick up your pizza, and take it into the battleship, eat it, and then you go exploring in the engine spaces, and then you end up having to sleep in some typical bunk beds in the period. It was a cool experience. Alright, so the Furitaka is just a wreck, and now I want to redirect the fire. Jenkins, I wish for you to turn north-northwest to a heading of 007 degrees. I want you to clear your gun directors, redirect your fire to transport number 2, open fire. Alabama, Phoenix, Honolulu, keep your fire. Furitaka is down. Okay. USS Alabama, I wish for you to target transport number 3. Clear your gun directors. Target number 3. Open fire with HE. Go ahead and commit your secondaries. To me, this is well worth expending plenty of ammunition to send the enemy to hell here. Alright, we got USS Phoenix. I wish for you to redirect your, that's a Brooklyn class. Your fire on the target number 4 using HE shells. Open fire. Your secondaries, you may also commit to open fire. USS Phoenix, I wish for you, target vessel number 5. Switch to HE, open fire, secondaries, open fire. I'm pretty sure the computer can do all of this on its own, but I don't trust it, not at this state in the game. HE, open fire. Alright, so Japanese transports are already burning. Keeping my Kingfishers aloft. Japanese transports. Just love some of these views you get in this game. I mean, in this game you have a sense that there is a battle going on and it has purpose. And bravo to Killerfish Games. In order for this to be a modern classic, it has the potential to be. It's got some work that we've got to do. Those transports are taking a beating. And I could be eliminating. Let's see, each transport can carry about a regiment's worth. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, I could be eliminating 2 brigades of Japanese infantry here. There's no oilers in this fleet, which leads me to think it's not carrying like an engineering detachment to build up the airfield, which would be a concern to me. As a matter of fact, I may withdraw this fleet down down Iron Bottom Sound and bombard Henderson Field with the USS Alabama, and hopefully neutralize that airfield. I can continue to dominate the airspace. I mean, right now I've got a squadron of Avengers that are inbound. So I gotta sit here and babysit this battle. And to me, it's well worth it, because like I said, I could be eliminating. Whoa, taking flak. So yeah, currently the American fleet, which you can see here at about 090. There's the beautiful USS Alabama. Secondaries are firing. And down here we've got Japanese transports that are just getting murdered by my surface action group. Alright, thanks for the photographs. Why don't you get out of here before you start smoking? He's taking some hits already and smoking when they shoot this Kingfisher down. I want you to get in there and keep an eye on them. Alabama, target, vessel number 5. Open fire. Everyone got a target? You ought to be pounding them. I mean, a 16-inch HE shell. I mean, that's got to be devastating to these little marine transports. It's a delicious beer. This is, I'm not drinking snake antler this time. I'm just drinking regular pale ale from good people in Birmingham, Alabama. Oh, they shot my Kingfisher down, so I got two more Kingfisher reconnaissance planes airborne. I mean, you know, I am starting this engagement at 7,500 yards, so they're now at 10,000 yards. What's your ammo looking like, Alabama? Low on HE, as far as I'm concerned. Come on, let's finish these guys off. Be done with it. You sink another one? This guy looks like he's about to just... He's listing and he's out of formation. It's straight up numbers, boys. We gotta keep these Japanese off the beaches. Our Marines are outnumbered as it is on Guadalcanal. I don't know how long they can last or whatever, but you know, I'm going to continue to interdict the slot. Guadalcanal is still my primary objective. I mean, the fact that I built up New Georgia Island is to provide me with an option to build a base that can actually interdict Japanese forces that are reinforcing Guadalcanal. So that was the whole purpose of, I guess, Operation Wildcat. And thus far, it's kind of working out. So, like I said, I'm going to use this fleet to bombard Henderson Field. And This transport's got to be going down. Come on. Does everyone have targets? Jenkins, I wish for you. Turn to heading of 340. There's another one going down. All right. Go figure, it's the Alabama that's running out of targets. Hit him. Phoenix, I wish for you to target number 4, open fire. Secondaries, open fire. Nicholas, you've got a target, you've got a target, you've got a target. You've got another one that's sunk. Wish for you to open fire on number 6. Burn them all down. Open fire on vessel number 2. All right, 2 transports left. We're just waiting for the job. They're going to finish a dirty job at the end here. I don't want to let these transports go. There he goes, burning. You see the Alabama there in the background. So, I'm very proud that Alabama boasts such a great museum. I love USS Alabama. It's one of the better ones I've ever been to. I've visited the USS Massachusetts. That's also a great naval museum. Been to the Yorktown. Love the USS Texas. That's a great battleship to visit. Unfortunately, she's in really bad shape. She's one of the old school World War I dreadnoughts. They got her in the blue livery, or unique bluish gray plank paint. And that was a great visit. It's amazing how fast warfare technology just renders things obsolete. Look at drone warfare right now. What happened in Nagorno-Karabakh, Abkhaz, or whatever it's called, where basically Nagorno-Karabakh, right? You got the Armenians versus the Azeris. I think that's right, the Azeris. It was basically won with drones. It's a very interesting war. It's probably being studied and observed right now. That most of the Armenian armor corps was basically destroyed by cheap Turkish drones. So my Kingfisher is under fire by this last guy. I wish for everyone, to finish off transport number 2. USS Alabama, open fire. All right, everyone's got a target. So we were actually working on drones in World War II. I think the Navy had something called the BAT, maybe. I might be wrong about that, but they were working on drone warfare. But anyways, I got on this tangent about drone warfare and how quickly military technology becomes obsolescent. And battleship, you know, beautiful castles of steel. I mean, really were not decisive on the scene for very long. And what I'm hoping from this game is we can include further naval engagements. And actually, it may be in the historical battles on this. But the sinking of the Prince of Wales and the Renown, you know, the British had sent 2 battleships into Singapore to deter the Japanese. And, you know, what is it, like a day or 2 after the beginning of the war? The British sent the 2 battleships out to attack the Japanese transports at Kodabaru off Malaysia, and they just got jacked by Japanese air power. I mean, you should know right away by then that air power is absolutely decisive. And I'm playing the long game in War and Sea with that in mind. This is a beautiful battleship game, but to me, this is an air power game. Why aren't we finishing this guy off? It's been like, shit, 20 minutes I've been waiting to pound this fleet into dust. And yes, this killer fish needs to give me more liberal time compression. I could get on with my evening of bombarding Henderson Field and getting my fleet the F out of here and regrouping. We'll leave it burning. It ain't going anywhere. It's critical and heavy. F it. Alright. I wish for you boys to begin withdrawing. But we are going to withdraw by Guadalcanal. We're going to bombard the hell out of it. Meantime, my Avengers are currently advancing to a patrol mission west of Savo Island. This cruiser group, this surface action group, is booking the F out of here because they are, their magazines are empty. This is the landing group. They are also withdrawing. They have landed a regiment of Marines at New Georgia Island, which I'm going to hold on to, and this will be the pivot on which I concentrate my forces to interdict forces, Japanese forces moving down the slot. Alright, so these Wildcats are probably bugged out and they're going to stay there. This sub is trying to look for 2 Japanese battleships operating in this area. And I've got a Wildcat looking for them. My concern is that those Japanese battleships are going to run themselves right across this ocean and interdict the Alabama, in which case Alabama would be overwhelmed. Alright, so I wish for this Kingfisher to scout ahead. This Kingfisher also to scout ahead. Alright, here we go. Japanese forces spotted. Surface action group. Enemy surface action group. 2 light cruisers, 2 destroyers. Do I want to finish them off? Let's go ahead and take stock. That's the title of this video. Let's press start. See where these cruisers are. I think they're operating somewhere north of here. Alright, enemy sighted. Pause. Let's go ahead and fight the surface action group and just pound these Japanese warships into the seabed. Let's turn east. Come to course 090. USS Jenkins, I wish for you to target vessel number Let's actually take a look at what this fleet is. 2 light cruisers, 2 destroyers. I wish for you, all he's got is HE shells. Yep, he may have never had HE shells. Alright, fire. USS Alabama. Target. Vessel number 3. Switch to AP. Open fire. Secondaries. Open fire. Phoenix. Target vessel number 2. Open fire. Secondaries. Open fire. Honolulu. Target vessel number 1. Open fire. Secondaries. Open fire. I know I'm micromanaging this, but I wanna get this right. No, not torpedoes. Cease fire on torpedoes. You don't have secondaries. Okay, that's good. Open fire, everyone. Alabama opening fire with their 16-inch guns. The enemy is 30,000 yards. We got all day for that. Well, let's go ahead and do it. This isn't worth my time. Not at 30,000 yards. I should have, I mean, the enemy's gotta be running low on his order of battle. There we go, we can talk compress. But you know what? Let's go ahead. If we can avoid an engagement, let's avoid an engagement. Let's not get lost from the higher purpose of withdrawing and regrouping. And I am concerned and leery of ammunition. So let's go ahead. If we re-engage, we re-engage. We've got 1 merchant ship left over. My Avengers, sure. Actually, no, let's leave it burning. I want to keep my Avengers airborne for now as an airborne reserve. To me, that's worth sending Avengers out. I'll strafe a transport with Wildcats. All right, Alabama. Wish for you to launch one of your Kingfishers and scout ahead. That burning transport, I got some Wildcats inbound. Actually, can he get up there? He can get there. He'll be a bingo fuel. I'll send those damn Avengers back. Come on. No, I'm prepared to avoid that engagement. As a matter of fact, I may send these Avengers in to make a torpedo run. And they are about to... Enemy aircraft spotted near Task Force 9. Ignore that. Let this play out. Okay. Avengers... I've got a flight of Avengers. The enemy light cruisers have somehow passed behind me. I don't know. how that worked out. But because they were down here and we obviously pass each other in, I guess we'll call poor visibility. It is C state 6, visibility is 54%. So we pass each other. I'm fine with that. I want to avoid an engagement. So Jenkins, I wish for you to turn that way. It's my Avengers I want to use to strike these paws. There they are. I want 2 flights of Avengers. We're gonna form up. Form up. And I wish for you to be line abreast. And also form up line abreast. Avenger number 1. I think we're in a pretty good position to strike target number 2. And I want you to strike, because I know the light cruisers are going to be in the front. If they're not, I'll adjust my attack. Oh wait, are these Avengers? Yeah, they are my Avengers. For a minute there I was like, here we go. So, President George Bush, right? The elder, he was an Avenger pilot. Love these things, man. They've got a heavy payload. I don't know what kind of engine it is, but it's got a distinctive sound. I mean, I don't know. It may be the right cyclone for all I know. So they're making their turns, decreasing altitude, torpedo run altitude. Now they are making their run in on these Japanese light cruisers, moving southeast down the slot. Again, this is all about using air power, as much air power as I can, which I'm very limited now since I lost the USS Hornet. Continuing to dominate the sea lane with air power. Really dominate it any way I can, but in this game it's cheaper to dominate it by the air, especially in time. Alright, making our torpedo run on these 2 Japanese cruisers. Hang on, boys. Taking flak. Steady, boys. Stay on target. Stay on target. Why have you not dropped your torpedoes? Okay, we got torpedoes away. Torpedoes away. Excellent. All right, excellent. We may get 2 hits here. Boom! That torpedo barely missed. We got 1 torpedo hit out of that airstrike. Avengers are breaking off. Let's go ahead and retreat. Alright, that's a satisfactory strike. 1 torpedo hit. I'll tell you what, because while I can, you know, just because I can, Alabama, take a swat at them with your rear turret. Hell, it's 1,800 yards. Hit the wounded one. Like Hans Gruber. Hit it again. Alright, so look at that. I mean, that was an Alabama 16-inch shell that just exploded into the side of it. Alright, that's good. Just keep the fire up. I think we can actually retreat this battle. Let's go ahead and start retreating the battle. It's injured, it's wounded, that's fine. Call it a mobility kill here. Denies the enemy opportunities to use that vessel. Because the way this game, the state it is in, and how greedy the time compression is, the shit's got to be worth my time, too, you know? And I'm like totally dissing two light cruisers. Although they're giving it a shot, they're trying to put some hits on me. They want to fight. They're. Did you see that? They're straddling the Alabama. These little bitches want to fight. Okay, all right. USS Jenkins, I wish for you to navigate to a heading of approximately 35 degrees. Contacts lost. Avengers, I need you to go back and provide me some targeting data. All of you form up, go back there. I lost contact with the enemy. Well, I got a minute and 40 seconds. If they really want to tangle, all right, there we go. We've sighted the enemy again. We're making a turn. He's straddled. He's... Okay, all right. If I'm going to have to expend the rest of my ammunition on knocking out this surface action group, so be it. They want him to tangle. Alright, who is this? That is a light cruiser. You can see him because he's burning his ass off. So finish him off. Open fire. USS Alabama, take your 16-inch guns, open fire. USS Phoenix, target vessel number 2, open fire. Honolulu, target vessel number 2, open fire. We got plenty of HE shells. Glad to see that. Open fire. Okay. So here we go, opening fire on the Japanese fleet. I didn't want this fight, but they're asking for it. They're already smoking out there. I can see one of them. I can see two of them. There they are, coming out of the smoke, out of the haze. And that's at 16,000 yards. So no wonder. It's interesting. No wonder they passed to the south of us, I guess. Because I've only got visibility of about 16,000 yards because they're just now popping in the view here. These binoculars. You see the flash of the enemy guns. Like I said, this game, it creates epic vistas of World War II naval warfare. Japanese cruiser burning, light cruiser, Nagara class. He's down by the bow, listening to starboard. These little bastards wanted to fight, so I'm going to give it to him. Alabama, fire your secondaries, please. Wish for you to fire your secondaries. Go ahead and expend the ammunition. I mean, let's go ahead and finish this encounter off as fast as we can. Like, throwing everything we got at them. Throw a bunch of iron at them. See them smoking over the horizon. Range is now 14,000 yards, about what, 11 or 12 miles. Let's see here. Hang on one second. Truth be told, I was more interested tonight in doing a game of squad with some old 6LA buddies. You know, I'm a member of a 6LA, which is War of Rights Regiment. It's the Civil War first-person shooter game. And anyways, a few of those guys were playing squad tonight, so doing a couple streams of squad with them at some point. Great milsim game. Look at my fleet making its turn. You can see my fleet making its turn to the north-northeast, while the Japanese fleet is continuing to advance on my tail. So what I'm doing is basically crossing this T and just, these Avengers probably took some flack. Did I lose any Avengers? Good. But I do wish for my Avengers to continue hanging around the Japanese fleet and keeping some eyes on them. Come on, let's finish them off. Alabama should be landing hits at 12,000 yards. I'm not impressed with the gunnery right now. She hasn't landed a hit in like 2 minutes. Longer than that. There we go. Make a hit. So I used to have a model of this thing when I was a kid. It was a Tenryu, actually, which I believe Tenryu has 4 funnels. Meant to be destroyer flotilla leaders, but unlike American flotilla leaders, which we typically used just larger sized destroyers during this period, Japanese actually equipped theirs with reconnaissance aircraft. I just kind of love that, you know, pre-war look in the 1920s. Classic looking Japanese look. Taking her hits, taking her lickings. Alright, let's see how we're doing with our gunfire. The Admiral is satisfied with our tactical dispositions. Maintain your fire upon the enemy. Japanese is turning to port. May have a damaged rudder for all I know. Come on, Alabama. Alright, let's use spotting fire. I wish for everyone to switch to spotting fire. It may add a little bit of time to this engagement, but we'll see how it works. I've only used it once in this campaign, I believe. It improves the firing chances or hit chances. And what's interesting during this period is that they would also use dye-colored shells. Now, I don't know if each ship had their own designated colors, or they signaled to each other what color dyes they would be using for their shells in order to determine the shot, you know, whose shot landed where in the midst of an enemy fleet. But I gotta admit, I would rather my shots fall with white splashes instead of blue splashes and pink splashes. It's a lot of gunfire the enemy is taking. Shots are really straddling them. Where's my Avengers? Come on, boys, your gunnery is shit right now. I'm gonna have to cut your rum ration. Of course, the Navy didn't do rum rations. America actually being, I guess, a lot more brutish than the British. She is asleep on the couch. I can take her to bed. Second. Huh? No. But I'll take her wherever you need her. Just let me know. Guest bedroom? Okay. Alright, while this engagement's going on, I'm going to take my daughter to bed. She fell asleep watching me on the couch. I knew she was asleep because if I started cussing, if I said a cuss word, she would hold me out. So, let's let this continue. I don't think I'm going to miss a whole lot in the next minute that it takes me to put her to bed. 1 second, please. tub that hasn't sunk yet. He's burning. He's got fires everywhere. So one thing was interesting is that, you know, every time a Japanese vessel sunk, I believe it was usually the first thing to be evacuated from a ship when it was abandoned by the Japanese was a portrait of the Empire, or the Emperor rather. And there's a haunting picture, one of the most haunting pictures of World War II, in my opinion. You know, besides, of course, mass casualties from the Holocaust, is a picture of, I believe it was the Shokaku, or maybe, yeah, I believe it was the Shokaku. I can't remember if the Shokaku was sunk at Midway or not, but anyways, a lot of that slips my mind. So it's either the Soroyu or the Shokaku, and you see a picture, grainy, black and white, and you see the Japanese standing at rigged attention. You see the carrier deck is angled. The damn carrier is sinking, and all these Japanese are standing at attention on the deck of the carrier. What they're doing is that they are taking the picture of the Japanese emperor off the ship first, and everyone stands at attention. The boat's probably sinking and burning, but hell, you know, it was just part of the culture at that time. Let me go grab my Lucky Man. I like to cover up my COVID long hair. Okay, we've got ships that are not firing on anybody. Open fire. Hit those destroyers. I'm out of ammo. I need to disengage. What the hell I need to do? So let's go ahead and disengage. Because these Brooklyn class cruisers, I have just learned, expend ammunition with profligacy. What is that? I mean, they're close. Honolulu, you still got 216 rounds of AP. Go ahead and open fire. Shit. Nicholas, you're taking fire. Nicholas is actually under fire. Been hit. What's your damage? Just took a shot to the bridge. These Japanese still got a fight in them, don't they? But Jenkins is out of ammo. Alabama, finish off these. Finish off these destroyers for now. Phoenix is just flat out out of ammunition. How is she expending so many shells when the Honolulu still has 189 rounds of AP left? Why is she not opening fire? Okay, now she's firing. I don't like the idea of long lance torpedoes ruining my day here. Japanese built beautiful looking destroyers, didn't they? Sleek. Like all of their shit, it was like, it looked so top heavy, you know? their Washington treaty cruisers. You know, they Japanese had some tough time constructing their warships under the Washington Treaty. They wanted to pack as much punch into them as they can, and they were typically very top heavy and therefore, I believe, not very seaworthy or have poor seakeeping qualities. But Japanese got what they wanted, which were these heavily armed 8-inch gun heavy cruisers with torpedoes to boot. You know, and there we go. That he took a heavy hit. That may have been a 16-inch shell. Look at that. Oh! She's burning. Big time. And she's going down. I think she got slammed by a 16-inch shell. Alabama, open fire. You've got no ammunition. Target, Japanese light cruiser, open fire. You got 135 rounds left. Nicholas, you still got ammunition, open fire on that Fubuki. Alright, the Fubuki is always a concern because he's got a shitload of torpedoes. He's got 12 torpedo launchers. This is a fun destroyer to play in World of Warships. Obviously, World of War. Ooh, he just took a hot shell right amidships, and he's burning. Excellent. Good work, boys. Your gunnery is much improved. He is giving you broadsides at 7,000 yards. So you compare a Japanese destroyer armed with 12 long lance torpedoes. Japanese had excellent torpedoes during World War II. That was a huge advantage. The Americans really just had Mark 14 torpedoes, which were... Damn, he took a heavy hit there. He's sinking already. He's going down. Shit, that was a 16-inch shell that blasted him right amidships. Look at him! How's he not sinking? So, anyways, we've got, I guess these are maybe 4.5 inch guns, 5-inch guns, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Compare that to an American destroyer, which has got 5-inch guns. This is Fletcher class. Jenkins, I guess, is also a Fletcher class destroyer. Okay, we've got 5-inch guns. And we've got 10 torpedoes. But they're of the Mark 14 class. In this game, it's pretty modeled pretty well. I've got about 20% of my torpedoes, 20 to 25% of my torpedoes are duds. He's burning. How the hell is he not sinking? Finish the bastard off here. Alright, we can go ahead and leave this engagement. Leave him burning. He's scuttled. So we sunk one outside. So the Fubuki's heavily damaged. They scuttled one ship, sunk another. Two light cruisers, one Japanese destroyer sunk, one heavily damaged Fubuki that we just let go. Okay, that's fine. Let's make our end run for bombardment. You boys, you need to return to port. What's left of the Hornets battle group. You can RTB back to Tuscaloosa. You can RTB. You can't. He's out. So this game's kind of bugged out. These Wildcats, they their carrier ran out of fuel. Or their carrier got sunk. They're out of fuel. But they're just hanging out here. So I don't know if they're going to go away or not. Avengers need to RTB. Grouper, I wish for you to position yourself northeast of New Georgia. Here we go. North. We're about ready to bombard Henderson Field, which is a level 1 airfield. We'll be bombarding it during the evening. We've got one enemy destroyer sighted. This must be the Fubuki, still burning. And the game crashed. So let's get back into it. Stand by. Did not save scum, but I've got autosave. Okay, so Japanese fleet sighted. Let's go ahead and begin this battle. I have no ammunition. I wish to leave the battle immediately. We've got this Japanese destroyer. Its torpedo launchers are extended. It has not fired torpedoes yet. Here we are off the coast of Guadalcanal. Give them hell. God, I just want to leave this battle. I don't want to fuck around with that destroyer. It's just going to take, it's not worth my time. So Lunga Point is about right over here, maybe over here, where Henderson Field was. And of course, if you've seen HBO's Pacific, you'll know that there was some pretty brutal fighting going on Guadalcanal, both from the west and the east. The Japanese at nighttime would run their transports in here, the Tokyo Express, which is what they've done, right? In the first episode of this video, I landed my Marines on Guadalcanal, and then at the end of that first episode, the Japanese ran in their Tokyo Express and landed what appears to be like almost 11 or 12,000 troops in Guadalcanal. My Marines are stranded there, so the idea is that I'm going to be bombarding the airfield, continue to deny the enemy air power over the Iron Bottom Sound. "90 seconds. So you can see here the Alabama doesn't have her enhanced gun batteries. I think she would have later on in the war. I don't know, that may be all her gun batteries. There's all the 20 millimeters. Be nice to have the again, obsolescence of technology. The supremacy of technology. Later in the war, of course, we developed radar triggered fuses, which vastly improved our anti-aircraft capabilities against the Japanese aircraft, particularly during the kamikaze raids. Radar guided fuses were also extremely decisive in their role in just pounding German positions in Europe. I mean, it's no real secret that towards the end of the war, a lot of American formations, especially British formations, which were depleted of manpower, and American formations, which were rapidly replaced with inexperienced infantry. It's no secret that we depended a lot on artillery firepower to soften up German positions before we made the assaults. And the radar-guided fuses were huge in providing excellent anti-personnel artillery fire over trenches, over bunkers, over whatever the Germans had to defend themselves. Okay, we can leave now. Thank God. That was moderately damaged. He was critically damaged the last time we were. 21st of August. It is now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Halt. I forgot, after you reload a game, all your ships, or most of your ships, end up losing their movement orders. New Hebrides. Look at that. That's 100 engineering, 100 fuel points now. Well, hot dog, you know what I'm going to do? I got 116 points. We're going to go ahead and send in a battle group to build up Wildcat Squadron on New Georgia Island. So I'll tell you what, we're gonna get the British, our British allies, and our Australian friends involved here. We got the USS Hobart, USS Australia, and the USS Canberra, 3 Commonwealth light cruisers from Australia. So we got the Aussie Navy helping us out. And let's go ahead and give ourselves a Benson, 2 Bensons, 3 Bensons. Support group. I wish for you to set a course first to Renell Island, stand clear of Guadalcanal, and I wish for my support group here to load cargo in the form of, can you not load 100 engineering points? Well, they're not close enough to port, are they? Alright, so we're about to launch a supply operation in order to construct this airfield on New Georgia Island. I need to get some submarines repositioned. Let's get a sub to patrol the coast in case we got an enemy bombardment group advancing on us to be concerned about Japanese counter invasion. Okay, we've got surface action group is going to be attacked by Zeros. Not overly concerned about that. It is now 2:22 in the afternoon. And the bloody game crashed again. Son of a bitch. Stand by. God damn it, right after I did all that issuing orders and everything else. But it's just the state the game is in right now. I've forgiven it a lot. Alright, so you need to head back to home. You need to head back to home. You need to head back home. You need to stand by to escort these guys. And I wish for you to move over here. In grouper, you stay there. And then we're going to take this. Let's go ahead and save scum. Let's open up this battle. Okay. USS Jenkins, start. USS Jenkins, go ahead and make your heading to I don't know, 120 degrees. We should be seeing Japanese zeros here in a second. I'd be very concerned if they were Val dive bombers. That would be a huge concern. And earlier in this campaign, they were flying Val dive bombers out of Anderson Field until the South Dakota's battle group pounded the hell out of the airfield. I need to fly some Wildcat air cover over the fleet. Big A. USS Alabama. Enemy fighters approaching. Japanese zeros are already taking flak. There's only 2 Japanese zeros. Let's see what damage this does. Look at that, they took a 2% damage on the, so they did a little bit of damage to the Alabama. Now, as heavily armored as battleships were, the American standard type battleship was, they basically used armored citadels, what they call all or nothing armor. That battleships had very little armor on spaces that weren't important, but they had very heavy armor under, covering critical components of the battleship. So, it's not surprising you can probably lose hull integrity in very poorly armored parts of a battleship that can easily absorb those hits, because there's nothing critical in them. Let's get the hell out of here. Minor damage to the Nicholas. Minor damage to the Alabama, right? Alright, we're almost there to bombard the airfield. Lay in a course for that airfield and shell the hell out of it. Okay. It is now 3:12 in the afternoon. Our fleet is now going to open a bombardment with what ammunition they have left of the Japanese airfield. So here we go. Bombard. Bombard again. bombard one more time. Enemy airfield is pounded to dust. Alright, set a course for home, boys. We had a good sortie. So right now we're probably going to mostly engage in submarine actions. Set a course for home. Yeah, see, these Wildcats are just gonna sit there. Can I crash them? Let me see if I can crash these damn things. No, I can't. Maybe they'll get shot down. Support group encounter. Pause. Pause, pause, pause. Wish to release his fleet. We are now creating a new supply fleet consisting of Type 3 transport, and a fueler tanker. As well as a Gridley. I get 2 Gridleys. And a Sims. Give him a circular formation. 1, 2, 5. Swap. CBs. Construction Battalion. A wish for you. Let's load up cargo consisting of 100 engineering, 100 fuel. Let's also load up 250 Marines. Okay, now I wish for the U. Go away. Navigate to Renell Island, then south, and then north into New Georgia. Proceed. It's now 6 in the morning. The aircraft spotted by a surface action group. So we are going to start launching regular strikes. Up the slot. Again, the slot is New Georgia Sound. That's where Japanese fleets were making their way from Rabaul and the Shortland Islands down this channel to supply Guadalcanal. Just a little history background for those that may not know. What are the strategic conditions that we're dealing with here? We've got 3,600 Marines on Guadalcanal, still heavily outnumbered. Right now, I only have 1,500 Marines on New Hebrides. So these are Japanese float planes being launched by their submarine groups, I hope. Chap's got a lot of subs out there. Support group actually has an engagement, which means we probably have Japanese subs opening fire with their torpedoes. So let's keep a lookout for enemy torpedoes, please. Pause. Enemy torpedoes sighted. Enemy sub-sighted. I wish for my entire fleet to turn immediately north, decrease speed to 10 knots. Shit, I want everyone to turn north. I'm about to lose a fucking light cruiser. Can you dodge this? Charles F. Hughes, I wish for you to turn north. You keep heading in that direction. You keep booking in that direction. You book up to 70 knots. Turn. I wish for you to increase speed to 32 knots. She's gonna get struck by a torpedo. Shit! Hit him with the sonar. Come on, goddammit. Excuse my language. What are we armed with? We got torpedoes. I've got USS Caldwell. I wish for you to turn north and immediately prosecute the submarine contact. USS Canberra, you actually have depth charges? Well, you are worth your salt for a light cruiser. Turn north, prosecute the submarine contact immediately. Hobart's got fires galore. That's a devastating torpedo hit. I want that Japanese sub's head. Alright, where is this Japanese sub? begin a search pattern. Make revolutions for 23 knots. Has everyone got their sonars banging? I want this sub. Where the fuck is it? He's close. It won't let me break off contact. See if you can use your hydros. I'll stop. You have hydro? Is that simulated? Fourteen nautical miles. A full rudder. Enemy contact. Enemy contact. Make revolutions for 15 knots. Target enemy sub. Prosecute that contact immediately. Pause. Japanese sub down here. It was right here. Rudders amidships. There he is. Rudders amidships. Prepare to drop a spread. Come left. Slow down your speed. Move 5 knots. Where's that Japanese sub? There he is, right there. Stand by with depth charges. Spread. 5 second spread. Hell, he's about to ram me. Recognize. Enemy is type 2. Make revolutions for 10 knots. Run him down. There he is, trying to get away. Come left. Center rudder. Chasing him down. I'm gonna get that son of a bitch back. Come left. Prepare to drop your spread. Increase speed to 15 knots. Stand by on those depth charges, boys. Holy shit, who is that? Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Oh, he's depth charging him right now. That's my other contact. That's my light cruiser. I was like, holy smokes, I'm about to hit you, whoever the hell you are. Alright, fire depth charge spread. Yeah, that's causing some damage. There goes our depth charges. Enemy sub is sinking. He's diving. Come on, baby. Knock him out. Okay, this target was located at that location. Slow down. Okay, he's blowing emergency ballast, which means he's in deep trouble. Australia is still on fire. Still trying to get under control of her. Man, she took a hard torpedo hit. Increase speed. Prepare to drop another spread. What the hell are you doing? I told you. Turn and drop another spread. Move it. Move your ass. Increase speed to 13 knots. I got the time accelerated. Okay, enemy sub is sinking. Good, 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 good. Alright, let's end this exercise. So we got a heavily damaged Australia with flooding, and we managed to sink one Japanese sub. So, not good. We got a heavily damaged cruiser. Concerned about my transports, now under observation from enemy sub. Maladia. Okay, the Japanese has landed troops at Maliata. Okay, fair enough. Now 1 in the morning. I want you to head back out to sea now that it's getting daylight. Pause. No Japanese airfields available. It is now 6 in the morning. We are launching an Avenger strike or a recon from Reno Island, and we are going to fly it up Iron Bottom Sound into the slot. And what do we see? 2 light cruisers, 2 destroyers. So let's go ahead and save this battle. Save as go. And jump into this battle. These two Avengers, I wish for you to form up line abreast. And you two Avengers form up line abreast. And then target the lead Japanese transport. Attack. Target lead Japanese. Well, actually, they're capital ships. Alright, so they're making their way to targets. We got 2 Japanese light cruisers, 2 Japanese destroyers operating north of Lunga Point. Our Avengers are moving in to make their strike. I think they're at pretty decent angles. Identified 2 Nagata-class Japanese light cruisers. Also what appears to be a Sashio, perhaps, and a Fubuki-class Fubuki-class destroyer. I'm guessing. Alright, they're making their torpedo runs. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 6-inch guns, I believe. Here we go. They're about to start taking flak. Luckily, these light cruisers don't have a lot of AA. Alright, making their torpedo run. Stay on target. Stay on target. Torpedoes away. Look, they have no bursting flak. All they got is 20mm guns. Holy shit, but they're dangerous nonetheless. I just shot down 2 of my Avengers. Alright, these 2 torpedoes should strike him. Damn, I lost 2 planes. Come on, come on, come on, come on. 1 hit. Dud. She got 2 torpedo hits. Hit. Dud. So both these Japanese cruisers have taken a torpedo each. Avengers are egressing from the target area. We get to leave in 30 seconds. He's got a list on him. He's burning pretty good. He's got his fire out just about. Do you wish any aid, sir? May we be of any assistance to you? Oh, we got it. We got these fires going on. Alright, we can leave this. Moderate damage, torpedo strike each. Good job. Return to base. She'll be able to launch another strike, hopefully within 3 hours perhaps, but we have intelligence that a Japanese surface action group is operating off Lunga Point, consisting of 2 light cruisers, now lightly damaged, and 2 destroyers. Pause. Renell Island is now ready to launch Avengers once again. Continue to dominate this airspace. Keep the enemy on their back foot. Still got, whoops. $30 minutes. Whoa. Alright, so I already got contacts. Pause. I didn't really have an encounter, I thought, but there's these Japanese light cruisers again. Okay. Avenger 1. A wish for you to form up. Line abreast. Avenger Squadron 2. A wish for you to form up. Line abreast. Let's go ahead and take shots at these cruisers. Begin your attack. Begin your attack. They're actually not attacking in pairs, or attacking singly, I guess. Or they're decreasing their altitude in order to make their torpedo strikes. All these ships are redeploying, it seems. Okay, this Avenger Squadron, I wish for you to move in that direction. I wish for you to split up. We're gonna hit them from the angles I want to hit them at. Okay, you may begin your attack now. Seems really high to be dropping your torpedoes. What the fuck? Okay, there we go. Make your dive. No, not with that. Fucking attack with your torpedoes, dudes. Shit. They don't want you to strafe them. Fucking A. What are you two doofuses doing? Wish for you to target him. I want you to attack him with your fucking torpedoes. You understand me? Not with your machine guns, please. Flying too high. Flying too high. Attack with torpedoes. They're gonna machine gun them. They're not gonna drop torpedoes. They're too high. So what the hell did I do wrong? Is that a bug? Watch, you're just gonna strike. Well, you made them explode a little bit. That's good, but I just lost both of those bombers. So when I ceased fire, that seems to have changed your attack profile. I don't know. Give it another shot. Get in there. Attack target number 2. Even if you guys get shot down, I don't care. I got plenty of air power on Renell Island, so we need to make sacrifices if necessary to ensure the survival of our Marines on Guadalcanal. He's still too high. If they strafe this son of a bitch, I'm gonna be pissed. He's gonna strafe him and get shot down in the process. Yep, he got shot down. What about you? That's fine. We'll get some Catalinas to pick you up. We could always. This is America. We could always build more fucking bombers. It looks like he dropped a torpedo. He did drop a torpedo. Well, look at you. It's gonna miss him. It's gonna miss him too. Alright, well, good effort. At least you dropped your load. We can retreat in 30 seconds. Okay, we can probably compress out of this. Nope. 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get the hell out of here. Moderate damage. Okay, you may now RTB. I want to land and build up my air forces on New Georgia Island. And then we're going to have to end the stream. And I don't think they're going to land until midday afternoon tomorrow. Got this Wildcat squadron that's bugged out. Save scum. It's our fleet traveling south of Renell Island, just kind of clearing out a bugged out menu there. So these are my CBs. They're going to build the airfield on New Georgia Island. Hell, I'll use my Wildcats to shoot down. Here, everybody, target that plane and shoot it down. And he left. That's fine. It's now 11 in the evening. Keep that sub patrolling that. Japanese battleships are afoot. Tell you what, guard these straits. We're now making our run into New Georgia Island, and we're going to build an airfield there. Keep spotting float planes over my subs. Enemy is putting up reconnaissance over New Georgia Island. That's a concern. And our troops are expected to land in 4 hours. It'll be towards dusk as we make our landing. A lot of float planes in there. Let's pause. It's now 1 in the afternoon. We are going to send up a flight of Avengers. We are going to send a flight of Avengers to patrol these straits. I'm also concerned. I don't know. Am I more concerned about air attack or am I more concerned about Japanese? The Japanese have been very tepid about airstrikes. We shall see. I mean, they can launch battle dive bombers from here. So, it's not for another half hour. I'm going to launch some Wildcats, and it's going to be a long distance. It won't be over the target area very long. We'll at least get a little air cover to support our landings on New Georgia Island. Besides, in 5 hours, I'm going to have my own air cover flying out of New Georgia Island. We'll be able to fly a squadron of Wildcats out there. God, that's a lot of damn float planes. I hope we don't get a night action out of this. If we do, that'll be damned exciting. And also devastating to me. It's now 5 in the afternoon. We've not encountered any Japanese surface action forces yet. They currently have New Georgia under aerial observation. Boom. Okay. Seabees, I wish for you to unload all. New Georgia, I wish for you to build up an airfield and flush your Wildcats. Now, that's the gamey thing. This game allows you to immediately build an airfield, but now I've got an airfield operating over the slot at New Georgia Island, completely outflanking Guadalcanal. Guadalcanal is bombarded. I need to push more Marines out onto Guadalcanal. So I believe my next operation will be to send, I'm going to strip these islands down to a garrison of 250 men. That'll free up 1,000 troops here. 1,000 troops here. And so I'll be able to scrape up about 3,250 men. That's about that's a whole brigade's worth of infantry, and I'm going to send them to Guadalcanal. Will be my next operation until we have a replenishment of engineering and fuel. Once we have a replenishment of engineering and fuel, then I will upgrade New Georgia Island to a level 2 airfield. Wildcats are driving me nuts. They weren't going away. Once we got that as a level 2 airfield, we're going to keep Avengers airborne every damn day over the slot. And we're going to choke the Japanese out of Guadalcanal and keep sending more infantry into that island. Anyways, that's the plan. I'm sticking to it. So next round, we'll have a name for the operation. If you have an idea for the name of the operation, leave it in the comments. We'll be launching that operation in our next episode, which will be episode 10 of our War in the Sea campaign. Really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. And we will be talking with you soon. Have a great evening. And